How you get to the boxing and you just didn't see all that Nebraska football and didn't want to just do that?
I was too small. You know, I was 4'11" in the 9th grade.
Right.
I never think I was going to grow.
Right.
So it was like, you know, all right, you playing football, but, you know, football ain't going to work for you.
And
or
them
basketball.
Cats, and them cats is big, bro. Them big corn-eating, corn-fed, just like damn near almost alien football players in Nebraska. They get them from everywhere. When you see those kind of teams, you think you big until you see they offensive line and then they defensive ends coming at you at 4.2, 4.3 speed. You're like, you know what? I'm going to start boxing, man.
Yeah, that's how it was in high school. It was like, you know, in the 9th grade, I played basketball. I was the point guard, but then it was just like, ding, like, yeah. It's about time you go back to boxing where they in your weight class.
One of the things that everyone says about you is that you are ambidextrous. Like you can fight orthodox, southpaw. How are you able to do that? Was that something you added, or was just more of a natural thing for you?
Well, actually, it was something natural that, you know, something that I used to do to get in. I used to get in trouble.
Okay.
You know, my coach used to always yell at me and whatnot. You need to learn how to fight one way before you try to fight another way.
Right.
You know? So I just be like, man, all right. So I would always get yelled at. And I remember in high school, you know, I got in a fight.
Okay.
And I messed up my right hand. And then I was in the gym just with the left.
Because you couldn't use it.
Yeah, I couldn't use my right hand. And so he was just like, all right, since you're badass, ain't gonna listen to me, I might as well train you to use them both. You know, so it was just like either, you know, you keep getting in trouble, or they just like, they give in and just like, all right, fuck it. You just
well, the good thing about it, Terence, actually, is that it made you have kind of like a superpower or an extra attribute, because if you're in a situation when you're fighting, you can adjust a different way. And so it's almost like using both sides of your brain, you know what I mean?
Right.
Because I remember when I was hooping in high school and I broke my thumb, my left hand wasn't really that good. I learned how to write with my left hand because I couldn't do none of my homework.
Right.
So I learned how to write with my left hand. And so I was like, that was actually a blessing for me because I couldn't do nothing.
Yeah.
My left hand was like, it was dead for you ain't use your left hand, like you would be like, man, scratch your face, you be, you know, it looked weird. But when I broke my thumb and it was like, what was that? 8-9 weeks, I taught myself how to write with it. And like you said, but you was fighting both sides. Right. So I can't come, so whatever angle I come at you, you got something for that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I saw one of my favorite fights I saw, there's a couple fights that I saw, but one of the fights that I saw with you was with Shawn Porter, right? And people were saying that all they have to do is pressure you, and then that's the way to try to defeat you. I don't know if them people know what the hell they're talking about. Do y'all know? Do the people do they know y'all? No, I don't think they know.
Sure as hell didn't work out for Porter.
It didn't work out for him.
That didn't work out for Porter.
Because he was coming down the middle, and I think you had something in there.
Yeah, he was doing a little bit of both. You know, little sneak attacks. You know, try to rough me up here and there, try to box. So he was trying to mix it up. He wasn't just trying to come straight forward because, you know, he knew we know each other real well, so he was trying to mix it up.
So here was the thing. I had an interview with Roy Jones Jr. as well, right? And this is interesting because I always think like boxers are not cool with each other. Like just be like, man, show up at the weight, man, bro. Go ahead, bro. And then y'all stand in front of each other and y'all talk crazy. But then Roy was like, man, I called him up, man, fight me, man. I mean, what you at the barbershop? Come here after you get your hair cut. We might as well fight, man. Let's just fight. And I was like, oh, I didn't know you guys talk like that.
Oh yeah, some of us do.
All right, some of y'all are cool, right?
You know, like for instance, me and Shawn Porter, we was cool.
Right.
Know?
Anyway,
we was already talking about, you know, fighting and when would be the right time. Like, because to be honest, I didn't want to fight Shawn. You know, I felt like that was a fight where they wanted to gauge me and, you know, test me because of his fight with Earl. They wanted to see how I fared.
How you would do, yeah.
You know, and I told him that, and I was just like, nah, I feel like they just using you, you know, and he was insisting that me and him fight. So I was like, all right,
let's
hey, fuck it.
Let's fight it. Let's get it. Now, you mentioned Earl Spence Jr. This, bro. This is the fight that's rumbling in the streets. This is the fight at the barbershop. This is the fight that the fans that love boxing want to see. I hear, I might not be right, but I hear that now it could possibly happen.
Oh, definitely.
I think the stars are starting to kind of line up. Do you think this would be one of those fights that will, really just solidify who you are?
Oh, for sure. For sure. I feel like, this is the fight where it leaves no doubt or no questioning or any whatsoever about Terence Crawford and, his skills, his career, or anything. You just leave it all to rest.
Now, right now, so if you guys get this fight done, which we gonna talk this as into a manifestation. This fight will happen because the fans love it, and y'all two are both the best of the best at your weight class right now, and that's the only way for us to get the truth to what it is, right?